What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, I want to give you guys a very quick update on Tesla and break down what's happening to the share price. Let me first say that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. Anyways, right now Tesla's up quite a bit during the after hours. It's currently trying to hold above this 151.75 support and also above 150. Now, even though Tesla's trying to hold up, let me just say that right now whatever it's doing doesn't matter as much since we're still waiting for the earnings call to start in about an hour. But we do have some data on Tesla. Basically, some of the data is not too good. They missed on revenue, only 21.3 billion versus the 22 billion estimation, and EPS was about 45 cents. That's their EPS, earnings per share, versus the 51-cent estimation, a little bit below expectations. Now, with more data coming out, so far they're below the consensus of what Wall Street wanted, and this is not the best for the share price. But they did announce some good things, such as the fact that they increased their AI compute by more than about 130%. And they're going to continue to expand their AI capabilities. So that was kind of good for them. I want to show you guys the chart right over here. So right here, you guys can see what the expectations were versus what we ended up getting. Let me just close that. Sorry about that, guys. So right here, we got about 45 cents being the EPS. Right over here, below what the forecast was. And then for their overall revenue, right over here, they also ended up reporting a little bit shy of what their target was. This is because they didn't have the best of sales and other things are just continuing to affect them. So we have more data right over here. They had many challenges in Q1, from Red Sea conflicts to things affecting their supply chains, not to mention slowing demand. I'm not really talking as much about that, but that is a big factor. And then you guys could see their operating cash flow is about 0.2 billion in Q1, so that has been reduced quite a bit. There's a $2.2 billion decrease in their cash and investments, unfortunately. And then they also noted that what is good is they increased their AI trading by more than 130%, record energy storage deployments, and then they produced over 1,000 Cybertrucks in a single week in April. So that's good for them. Some good stuff did come out. When it comes to the financial summary, I'm going to go over all of this in more details in maybe in a later video, but you can see right here, services and other revenue, once again, we're up about 25% year over year. But we did see a decrease in their margins. Right now, the gross margins are at the lowest. The operating margin is only 5.5%, the lowest we've seen in the past year. Not the best of news, at least from that end. So some things are decent, other things not as good. Free cash flow is free cash flow is also reduced. Revenue reduced. Right over here, you guys can see this because of altercations. Negative FX impact is also being shown right here. They reduced their profitability, unfortunately. They are trying to lower the cost per vehicle, since these are like the positive and negative effects. And cash flow is decreased. Their overall total production is down 2%, and their deliveries are down about 9% year over year, which is not the best of news. Part of why the share price is down quite a bit, but the capacities for production have increased quite a bit. So, with that being said, there are some improvements in terms of what they're trying to do in terms of AI learning and such. And they have more pictures right over here. You guys can see how China makes up a big part of the EV market, and China is very important for them. And there's some nice pictures they have from their different gigafactories. You can also see the Cybertruck right here compared to other pickups, and very, very cool stuff in my personal opinion. But let me just make it very clear. So far, their financial statements looks kind of mixed in my opinion, especially because of what's happening with their operating margins and cash flow kind of decreasing. But there's a big but. The earnings call has not started yet. It's going to start in about 15 minutes at the time I'm recording this. So 50 minutes, that's about less than an hour. They have their earnings call, and that's going to be very important for guidance. That's what the share price is waiting for. That's why I mentioned that whatever the share price is doing doesn't really matter as much for now. It is trying to push, which is a very good sign. I do like that, but we have to see what happens by the time they start announcing their call. During the call, if they launch Tesla higher, it could go much higher into the 170s, 165 to 170 plus. If we end up getting a big rug pull, this could be a big trap, and Tesla could start to sink back down, all the way back down into like the 140s and eventually the 120s if that fails us. So I'm still open to anything. Don't be too fixated on the upside yet. We'll just wait and see. And we're going to be waiting for the call. The report came out when it comes to the EPS and revenue and stuff, but we're waiting for the call. So we'll see how things go. We're up about 7% of the after hours, but let's just wait and see. I'll be very patient to see what happens during the call, and we'll see how it goes until then. I'll give you guys a very brief report on the call a little bit later too. And until then, I'm going to be uploading a later video than usual because there's a lot going on with Tesla's call. It's going to take a while, and then we'll see what happens from there. All right, so thank you for listening. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Give me a couple of hours for the call to finish and such for me to report it, and then we'll see how things go. All right, take care, guys, and peace out.